Okay, Avichai, do you want to start? You've got the microphone.
Okay, shalom. Shalom lechulam. I'm talking in English, of course. I'm very happy to welcome everybody to the first online school twinning educators course. It's a dream come true for me. I've been working on it for probably about a year, or maybe even more than a year. And the goal for us in these meetings, and I'm including also the people who will be watching these recordings later on, the goal is for us to learn two different things which can be integrated together. One is how to use the online tools which will allow us to do collaborative learning. And the second part is to use it while we are doing it together with our twin school, either in Israel or in the Jewish school around the world. And of course, once you learn how to use these tools, you can use them for anything. And I wish you all much success. And I'm looking forward to seeing also twinning being enhanced and twinning projects towards the end of this course. So. Thank
you, Amichai. I'm going to mute your microphone, and Yonit and I are going to start.
Okay, excellent. So I'm just going to say, I didn't introduce myself. Amichai Bennett from the Jewish Agency School Twinning Network, and you are part of a network of 600 schools around the world who are twins with each other. So be proud.
Okay, can I just have a show of hands if everybody can hear? I just know that everybody can hear and that everyone's connected. If you can raise your hand. And I see that Daphne, Orna, can you just... I'm hoping that people can hear me. Yeah, so I can see that Yonit can hear, and Daphne, Orna, Shani can hear, and that Carol can hear. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing anyone's name correctly. Or incorrectly, can you press your hand? Yes. And we're just waiting for Anat and Avia, Carol, Naomi, and Niva, are you with us? Carol, Efrat, I'm just hoping that you guys are connecting up. Okay, we're going to start. Just a bit about myself and about Yonit. I met Yonit through the Building the Bridge programs through Gesher Chai about 3 years ago when our school on Kibbutz Sorah, Beit Sefer HaTov used to be, joined up with the King David School in South Africa. And we were fortunate that Yonit was at the school at the time. And we built up a relationship between the schools, and Yonit and I managed to get a lot of things going. And I would say that our biggest help through getting our working together was the Google tools that we managed to utilize and run our program together. We had a phenomenal year, and unfortunately the year came to an end. More fortunately that Yonit came to live in Israel, and now that we can work together and on a joint project and help other people raise awareness of free Google tools that exist, and we're going to try and do that with you today. And we hope that we'll be able to get to meet some of you. I know some of us live far away. What I'd like you to do is, we've got a world map in front of us, and I'd like you with your highlight with the tool, with the line tool, if you can just put a little arrow whereabouts you live, approximately there I live. If you could just try and perhaps change the color each time you put in the arrow. It's not very important, or you could write your name, Daphne, well done. You could put an arrow or write your name and tell us whereabouts you're from. Daphne gets the brownie points for being the first one on the board. Anat is living in Israel, and a little further down the line we'll find out exactly where you live. And Avia lives also in Israel. Perhaps, yeah, we can just move it a bit closer, a bit above, below. Naomi also lives in Israel. Leah also lives in Israel. See that most of us are living in Israel at the moment, and hopefully we'll be doing in the future. Efrat, Daphne's moved off the map. I feel like a horse racing commentator. And Daphne's back, and I see that a lot of us educators are living in Israel. Let's see if I can get a... Okay, so I know I'm originally from South Africa, but I'm not living in South Africa at the moment. Just going to try and get back to, yeah. Okay, great. And in fact, if you click on the arrow, approximately where you want your arrow to be, it'll go there, and that's that. Okay, so we can see that the majority of us at the moment are in Israel, and Daphne is, looks like she, at the moment, she's the only one from the States, unless, Daphne, what I'm going to do is open your microphone, and you can just tell us a bit about yourself. Daphne? Daphne, can you tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from?
From Arizona. I teach different places. I teach Hebrew, and I'm going to do a training program with a class from Kiryat Malachi from a school. The school's name is Netzach Israel.
Great. And whereabout are you on the West Coast?
I'm sorry?
Whereabout are you on the West Coast?
Oh, in Arizona.
Arizona, great. Okay, Anat, can you tell us about yourself? Let me just open Anat. Okay, Anat.
I'm from Israel, and at the moment I'm having a connection with the Chicago Jewish Day School. I'm hoping it will go well.
Okay, great. Naomi. And then I'm going to open Naomi. Naomi. Okay, Naomi, you're on.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I can't hear you.
Can you tell us about yourself, Naomi?
I'm an English teacher in elementary school in Tiberia.
Okay.
We're working with salsa.
Okay, you're a bit cut off. Maybe switch off your video. It will become nice picture. We can see you watching TV as well, which is very good. Can you, Efrat, can you tell us about yourself? Efrat? Efrat? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, we're not going to let everybody tell us about yourself because we are going to meet you, but what I'm going to do is on your computer, I'm going to open up a link for you to go into, and you can tell us about yourself through writing. It's a joint document that we've shared with you. I'm going to share it with you now. And once you go into it, it's going to come up on your screens in a second. And what I'd like you to do, please, in the screen is write your first name, your surname, your email, and please make it only a Gmail. And if you haven't got a Gmail account, please make sure that by the end of the evening you have got a Gmail account. I am going to take off everybody's audio because it seems that I'm being, you need to that I'm being muffled. So I've taken off everybody's, and perhaps switch off your videos as well so that it won't be muffled. As you can see already that people are starting to write information. Please write throughout the evening, write the information, and we'll use this information throughout. Yonit, I'm now going to make you the presenter, and you're going to start presenting with the video. Hang on, Yonit.
I think you presented, and I'll just talk you through it, no?
Okay, so now you're on the... Okay, so your mic's on. I just want to show you something interesting. I don't know if you can see this, all of you, but there are 14 people that are viewing this document at the same time. For those of you who've never seen a Google document before being used at the same time, all you people are writing on one document simultaneously. And that is a beautiful tool that we'll learn within the next few sessions how to use it. So please be careful that you don't overwrite somebody else's information. It might be worthwhile going lower down just to write the information in. Okay, so that page is open on your documents, on your computers. And as we see, we've got a lot of people here from all over the world, and Daphne by far wins the prize for being the furthest away from us. So we're going to start by showing off the information, and we're going to start the presentation. So we're going to start off with a video that I'm going to put on your computers. And you can still make the video smaller and continue writing the information in. Let's copy this. Okay, here we go. You should be watching a video on your screen. Okay, so the video is finished. And I've put on the poll, if you could answer, what do you think of the video? Is everybody seeing the poll on the side, in the right-hand side? If you can just raise your hand if you can see the poll. Yeah, I think people are still filling in the document.
Okay, Howie, I suggest that we let them put it in afterwards and we keep moving.
Okay.
Can everyone hear me clearly?
I think so. There's no reason why they shouldn't. Okay, so I'm going to put on the actual session.
Excellent. Okay, so just to second what Howie said, welcome everyone. We are really, really excited about starting this this seminar. It was Amichai's dream, and I think me and Howie feel quite strongly about the twinning program ourselves, and we're also very excited to be involved in this. So as we said, my name's Yonit, and I am currently living in Israel. I spent the last 6 years in South Africa, and before that I was in London, teaching Hebrew, being involved in technology, and now I am in Israel. So the big question is, has anyone heard of Google Apps in the classroom? Google Apps for Education. Please put up your hands if you have. Howie, could you read it out to me, because I can't hear.
Sure. So some people aren't putting up their hands for some reason. Perhaps they are cold, or they just don't know how. But perhaps we should ask the question, can everyone put up their hands just to ask if they know how to put up their hands? Because you should have a button on your screen that says raise hand. And once you've raised your hand, if you could unraise your hand by taking that off. So Amichai raised his hand and took it off. Don't take it off just yet, so I can just see who's putting up their hand. The only way we can know if you're listening is if you raise your hand. Obviously, if you're not here, then we know that you're not listening. But we really need to see that you're all here. So Leah, if you could please raise your hand. Shani, Rachel's on twice for some reason. Carol, Anas. And I really don't understand why not many people are putting up their hands.
Okay, they'll get used to it. I'm going to carry on.
Okay. Please hang on. Before you carry on, Yoni, please take off your raised hand so we know that you're not just sitting there raising your hand.
Okay, so what is Google Apps for Education? I'm going to give you a short overhead of what exactly Google Apps for Education is, with the idea that, Howie, please mute the mic.
I am.
With the intention that by the end of this evening, you'll have a bit of an idea about when we refer to a certain app, a Google app, what it actually can do. And in the coming weeks, we hope to go into more detail on each and every program, help you understand what you can do with it, how it can help the twinning programs, how it can contribute to your teaching and learning in the classroom. Google Apps is a rich set of web applications. And if you can't hear me, then just put it in the chat and I'm following. Google Apps is a rich set of web applications that at its core include email, website, collaboration, document editing, shared calendars, and video. Administrators of the Google App for Education are able to turn on and off the different options and fully monitor what the children are doing. Tilden? Sorry. Can anyone hear? I feel like no one's there.
No, so you need to, now for some reason we're getting all the responses from the poll. That's what it says on my screen. But in order to be able to raise your hand, you need to click on the top of the screen and on the participants so they can see who the participants are and be able to raise their hand.
Okay. Sorry, I'm continuing. So Google Apps for Education provides a safe environment for students and for staff to work with a set of customizable services that can be turned on and off depending on your school or district's acceptable user policy. Can everyone type in the chat, what is the biggest problem with using applications like Gmail in the classroom? What do you think the biggest problem could be? We're giving you 2 minutes to type it in. Okay, no one's typing?
Not yet. Please ask again.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question again. I want to know what you think the problem could be with using Gmail in the classroom. Okay, Amit says giving students free rein. That's a good answer. What else? Anyone else? Anyone else?
There's other people who are writing. Carol wrote, the language and checking content is very time consuming. Avia wrote that students will be disconnected to what's going on in the class.
Okay, just to clarify that you have a chat window, and in the chat window you can actually type answers type answers and you can chat to all of us. We've had to mute the microphones because of the noise and the background noise. That's why I'm asking you to use the chat option. So if you have a look, you can see the chat option. I'm not sure why we have developers tools on our screen.
I'm trying to get it off. I'm sorry.
We're having a bit of teething problems with our online
I'm sorry.
program, but hopefully it will sort itself out and we'll become real pros by the end of this. Okay, so all your answers are absolutely correct, and that is why Google Apps for Education is such a brilliant solution for all this. Because with Google Apps for Education, the teacher or the administrator is in full control over what's happening. There is a small problem on Gmail, and that is that there's an age restriction. And with Google Apps for Education, we allowing our students to have Gmail, but we're complying with the age restriction and the problems that Google presents for a normal user. So
I think you are forgetting one thing that people need to know, that Google Apps for Education is free.
I'm going to get there.
Okay, I'm sure you will.
Okay.
Sorry.
But the best of all is that these tools are available to you and your students anytime, anywhere there is an internet accessible computer, and they are fully free. The Google package is a package that they offer corporate companies for thousands of dollars, whereas for educational institutions, they are 100% free, and it's amazing. I personally use it every day, and I think that Howie does as well.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely changed the way that the school that I teach at even functions. We really rely on it now, and I think you'll all see the benefits by the end of this course. Okay, so moving on. Can I move?
No, I can make a presenter if you want.
Okay. Right, if you have a look at the next slide, we've just got a few of the different Google Apps options. So we've got all these programs are part of the Google Apps package. We've got our YouTube, we've got our YouTube as you all know it, we've got our Google Sites, we've got our Blogger, we've got our Google Drive, we've got our Google Documents, This is all part of the Google package, which you will learn how to use in a safe environment as we go along. Move on. Okay. So a bit of an overview on each of the different programs that we'll be using. Gmail, I'm sure most of you have heard of Gmail. No, most of you have used Gmail, and if you haven't, you certainly will be familiar with it by the end of today. It will give you a huge inbox with a search. You can find everything, and you can fully use your email. Google Hangouts, I'm not sure how many of you have heard of Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts actually replaced what used to be called Google Talk. Can you put your hand up if you've heard of Google Talk or Google Hangouts? Any hands up?
Amichai is raised his hand, and Matt is raised the hand.
Okay. I'm just gonna explain. I feel like I need to just go back a second and explain. If you have a look at your chat bar, you have on top of that an option which says raise hand. When we ask you to put your hand up, if you click on the raise hand, we will be able to see if you understood or answered the question with the raised hand, and then when you finish raising the hand, it will change to hand down, and then clicking hand down will take away the raised hand. So if you are able to raise your hand, please can everyone raise their hand.
Daphne can't see the icon of the hand.
Okay, it's on top of the chat.
On what side of the... I can't see it if I'm asking because I'm the presenter, but is it on the right-hand side of the chat or the left-hand side?
The left top of the chat. Okay. Moving on, we've got our groups, which is an amazing tool, allowing you to create your own Google groups. Our Google Calendar, which makes sharing calendars and schedules easy, whether it's timetables, whether it's Google it's scheduling a meeting with a parent. We have our Docs, which makes collaborating as easy as creating. You'll see, I think you all just experienced that a few minutes ago when you filled in your information. We've got our Google Sites, which allows students on the one hand to create their own websites, and on the other hand, it allows the school to use the Google site as a school domain. And of course, video, the power of video says it all. I don't think we need to say much. Okay.
Can I just add, I think the importance thing of the age restriction is very important. For example, the YouTube and video, the YouTube doesn't allow children to have accounts where they can add video to YouTube. So what our school has done, for example, is we sent out a message, a letter to the parents asking for permission and asking them if they can allow their children to be online with pictures, and then all these pictures and videos are shown on the school site, and it won't be, and it's private to the school site. And that's important also with Hangouts. Hangouts, young children aren't allowed to go on Hangouts. Rachel says that her pupils are too young. We can't ask them to open Gmail. That's exactly correct. Kids under the age of 13 can't have Gmail accounts. But if you've got Google Apps for Education, you can open up them an email account and limit it to whatever limitations you want. And there, for example, at our school, the kids can't chat and they can't use Hangouts because we've taken that out as an option. So I think it's important that you look at the rules and regulations of the Google Education apps and see what you are allowed to do and are not. The most important thing about Orit thinks, especially can't hear well. Perhaps if I talk a bit slower, I don't know. Make sure, just by the way, we were told yesterday that it's better not to connect wirelessly. It's better to use a computer that's connected through the wall. So that could be the reason. It might be your connection is slow. So I'm just saying that the most important thing is that the administrator is the person in charge of what the children see and what they don't. Another important thing is that you don't have issues of children losing their passwords and they don't know what their password is, and they forget the password and so on. Because you've got this all backed up because you are the administration. You are the administrator. Okay, Unique, carrying on.
I just want to. Sorry, I keep feeling like we've got a bit of a technical, need a technical explanation. When you send a chat, if you have a look at the options, you've got the option to send the chat to everyone, or by default it will go to Howie, who's the host and the presenter. He's hosting the program. But if you click on the drop-down arrow, you'll actually see that you can send to everyone. And can I recommend sending to everyone so that we can see all your questions? Because the questions that Howie's raising are very valid, and I think it will be great for everyone to see what you are typing, unless, of course, you're having a private conversation with someone that's not related, in which case, feel free to keep it private.
And say what you want about us. We won't know.
So we won't see that. So great. Avia just wrote, okay. That way we can all see your conversation. Outstanding. Okay. So we're moving on now to Google Docs. How we're not so fast, but that's fine. No, it's okay. What is Google Docs? Now you can move on. Unfortunately, the program doesn't allow us both to host this session, so that's why I'm giving instructions on how he's moving this line. Okay, so what is Google Docs? Google Docs is a free suite of applications that allows you to create, to store, to share, and to collaborate on documents with students and colleagues. Google Docs, which actually is now called Google Drive, Google Docs has features you would expect, such as a word processor, a spreadsheet, presentations, but it also includes all sorts of robust tools for creating student and parent surveys, quizzes, mind maps. Real-time collaboration is really easy with Google Docs because it's got a built-in discussion feature, it's got the option to comment live, it's got what we call document versioning, meaning that you can see the different changes to the different versions, and it also has an option to chat. And I feel like I need now to tell a personal story. So a couple of years back, it was Howie will smile when he hears the story. I'm sure you know what I'm about to tell.
It's already smiling.
A couple of years back, when I was heading up the twinning program in South Africa, and Howie was in his school in Beit Shemesh, we decided we were going to do something for Yom Yerushalayim. And we brainstormed. Living in South Africa had a whole bunch of its own challenges because we had terrible internet, and we had no bandwidth, and half the time we had no electricity, and we were kind of like, okay, so sending snail mail didn't really work because the South African Postal Service in the 6 years that I lived there was about on strike for about 3 of them, and I'm not joking. So it was kind of like being in the Wild West. So we thought we're going to try our luck, and we're going to try and see if we can do a Google presentation. So we opened up a Google Doc, and we asked we put Howie's class in Beit Shemesh online and my class in Johannesburg online, and we asked all the kids to create something on what Jerusalem meant to them, and they were working at the same time, and we opened up the chat. And the next thing, it was so spontaneous and so amazing. The kids were chatting to each other. They had never met. Well, they had been in a little bit of contact through the twinning, but they had never actually met. And they were just chatting to each other as if they were best friends. They created the most amazing presentation. Like, when I think about it, I still kind of get teary about it. It was really, really fantastic. And that all happened on Google Docs in live time. The question that people often ask is, okay, why not Word? Now, I think that Microsoft do offer a bit of an online version now, but I'm an advocate for Google, so I'm not even going to go there. The Google Suite doesn't have the fancy editing options as Word does, and I'm not saying that it replaces Word because it doesn't, but for collaboration, there's nothing that compares. I really believe it's amazing. Has anyone had any experiences using it? You can just type in the chat now for me to see. Anyone? No.
Give them a second. Give them a second.
Okay. I'm a bit hyperactive, so I kind of like to go quickly.
Repeat the question.
Okay, the question was, has anyone experienced using Google Docs for collaboration?
Okay, Orna said no. Amichai said yes, and I'm sure he'll elaborate. Avia said no. Sorry, Avia said no. Shani said no. Carl said no. So I think we've got a great audience. Orit said I used it with my pupils and with other teachers, and it was great. No, yes. Last year we exchanged recipes. That's a lovely idea, and it could certainly be shown later on in the course. Shulamit said no. Leah Goldmich said no, and Carl said no again. Perhaps carry on with the segment showing the different parts of Google Drive and Google Docs.
Okay, so let's move. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got. No, go back one.
I'm back another one.
Right. Okay. So as you can all see here, we've brought a few examples of different things you could do with collaborative lesson planning. In this specific one, it was English. I don't know why it's covering it up. I don't know if it's just by me. Okay, there we go. The teachers worked on the same lesson plan at the same time with another colleague using Google Docs. They planned the lesson. You can see the little chat box which says what materials did we use for this lesson. They were chatting to each other while planning. And the best of all is that they didn't actually have to be in the same room. There was no wasting time traveling to each other's houses. You know, we all lead very busy day-to-day lives. This way, they sat by their computer and they were able to collaborate. I just saw that Amichai used Google Docs in one of his sessions in a conference, and we had an online note-taking, combining everyone's notes. Brilliant. That's always a good thing. I've used that for that purpose as well, and it's excellent. Howie, can we move on?
Sure.
Okay. Another example would be for grade or staff meeting notes. There's always that one person who kind of gets stuck with having to take the minutes in a staff meeting. I personally am always that person because I type quickly. But with Google Docs, you can take your staff meetings, share with the rest of the staff, and everyone can contribute what they hear and what they think to the document. Any questions up until now? Any questions? Okay, can I go? Brilliant. By the way, stop me if I'm going too fast. If you can't hear, just type in the chat and I will try and multitask. Okay.
And Orna here asked if we can all write at the same time. And definitely, the whole working collaboratively, that everybody can work. You can have up to 50 people working together at the same time on the same document.
Excellent. Okay. So, moving on. Google Docs can be used as a shared lesson repository. Now, something which I have found to be quite a common problem is that teachers spend a lot of time preparing lessons and they just keep it themselves. There's no sharing between colleagues. Not generally, not intentionally, but what actually can happen is, I prepare a lesson, I prepare a beautiful lesson plan, and I kind of don't always think to share it with everyone around me, and then I leave the school and the lesson's gone. With Google Drive, which is Google Docs, with Google Drive, it's a space in the cloud where you can actually share your lesson plans. That way, if a teacher leaves the school or a teacher changes a grade, you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel time after time after time. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of Dropbox. We will discuss it at a later stage. But Google Drive is very similar in that respect to Dropbox. You can put your camera information be deleted.
And I'll answer. Carry on talking. I'll answer.
Okay. Right. No, I will answer that.
Okay.
The information can, of course, the information can be deleted. A problem that can occur is that you can delete someone else's information, and obviously that can be a problem, and you have to be careful. But absolutely, nothing we check, you could delete it back in any normal doc. I hope that answered your question.
But what you have is a history of what has been deleted, and you can rehash everything that has been deleted, and we'll show you how to do that.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. Improve the writing process. We can use Google Doc to have students work anywhere. They can work together. With older grades, the kids can actually work on an essay together, brainstorm together, use revision history, and publish each other's words. Moving on.
And I think this is very important. That's what I just mentioned, is the revision history. What happens is one bright kid, and I'm putting bright in inverted commas, can walk in and delete all the students' work, and we need to have that student accountable for what he's done. And by looking at the history, you can see who deleted what and when it was deleted. And that's another reason why it's important that each kid has a Gmail account, because if they come in anonymously, then there's no way of having kids accountable for what they're doing. Today's only we're showing you the information that's out there. Throughout the course, we're going to show you how to use all the information. So please, if you feel bogged down and you think, wow, you're showing me a bit too much, it's only the tip of the iceberg of what you're seeing today. By the way, my wife walked in and offered me coffee. Does anybody else want it? You have to raise your hand quite high for that. Okay, we'll move on.
Okay. Reading journals.
Daphne raised her hand. I'm getting it all the way to Arizona. I'm getting a coffee. And Lee's still got a hand.
Okay, another way to be used, instead of lugging home 30 reading response journals, children can comment on their journals on a Google Doc. You can give your comment, you can reply to them. You don't have to have emails going up and down. Even with the younger kids in the school that I'm currently working in, in English, they had a book report, or they had to report their reading. It wasn't actually a book report. And every day they had to go into the shared Google Doc and type in what they had read, and the teacher then comments, and it really kind of happens very easily without the mission of logging in every time to an email, sending an email, losing the email. It's all in one central place, and it's really easy to use. Howie, let's move. Okay. Right. Now, this is a tool which is actually quite interesting, because Google Translate is a free automatic translator. It works without the intervention of a human translator. It uses state-of-the-art technology, and it currently supports about, I think, 57 languages. You can use Google Translate to translate phrases, web pages, documents, chat sessions. Let me give you an example of something that I've used before. You are working, this is specifically good for Israeli schools where you have lots of Olim Chadashim. So you have an Oleh Chadash which comes from Russia, and you being the teacher don't speak Russian. Comes time for parent-teacher conferences, and you're sitting across from parents and you actually don't understand each other. Open up your computer, put on Google Translate, and actually you type to them, they type to you. It sounds ridiculous, but sometimes when you really don't understand each other, it actually can be brilliant. The only little problem about this is that, exactly, I was about to say that the tool must be used very carefully, because it makes not only funny mistakes, but I think sometimes it can be quite dodgy mistakes. Yes.
Okay, just Rachel wrote that in her class when she used Google Docs, she had the problem of people deleting other people's work. I think it's very important to, when it happens once, make a scene of that, and make it that there's certain rules when it comes to collaborative work, and that's one of the no-nos. And with the kid realizes that he's gone overboard, he will be kicked out of that joint document, and he won't be allowed back in until he realizes the mistake. Sometimes it's done by mistake, or when it's done on purpose, that child needs to be in. Just another thing about the Google Translate is that when kids, Hebrew speakers write to English kids, English speakers, and vice versa, they get the letter, they can put it into Google Docs just to get, Google Translate just to get the basic idea. But I agree with Avia, you can sometimes have very silly mistakes.
Absolutely. Okay, I feel like at this point, before we move on, again, just to open up any questions. Does anyone want us to open their mics to ask any questions?
Raise your hands if you want to.
Do you want us to open the mic? It's quite. I have to just say that it's quite interesting teaching a computer screen. I'm really used to interaction, with my in these courses. So please say something. Someone want to say something other than Howie, that is.
I'm not going to say anything. Everything is clear from Orna. She said you are great. So I think Orna says it all. If somebody who does want to say something, my coffee's coming in, so we're just going to get my coffee. Welcome. And my coffee, only Daphne asked for coffee, and I can't get it over there. And let's go on.
Okay, moving on. Okay, what could a spreadsheet be used for? Google spreadsheets are basically Excel. It makes keeping lists very carefully. A common problem I think everyone will identify with is it's time for parents' evening, and how do you divide the slots? Because everyone wants to come at 1 o'clock, and no one wants to come at 10 p.m., etc. Open a Google Doc, send the link out, and let the parents deal with it themselves. Seriously, it just takes all the pressure off the teacher to have to waste time organizing, sorting it out. They want to change over, they can discuss it with each other. And if they want to delete each other's time slots, they can have a fist fight at the entrance to the classroom when they come on the night. This Google spreadsheet, to be honest, is not as good as Excel. And I'm not sure you can use it to the same level. But for basic lists and things, it really does the job. How we move on? Okay. Google Forms. Now, this is an unbelievable tool. I do want to know, has anyone used the Google Form before? I'm sure Amichai has.
We just used it in the last year. In order to gather your information for this course, we use the Google Form where we ask you to fill in your information, what school you're in, and so on. And Avia has used it for home tests. That's brilliant. As Amichai said, whoever registered for this course use the Google Form that they produced.
Excellent. With the Google Forms, there are also lots of different scripts, and it basically means there's different little add-ins. And we'll show you some. I think we've got on the agenda to show you a nifty little one for marking tests, for marking multiple choice tests. Basically, you can drink your coffee while your test is being marked for you.
No, you can't because it goes too quickly.
Is it the wrong slide? Is it the wrong
slide?
No,
it's the right slide.
No, the right slide. We're talking about a Google Form. We are about to move on to the next one.
But it's also, Google Form is also very important for collecting data. For example, if you want to know how many kids in your school have paid fees, haven't paid fees, how many of your kids have brought their homework, haven't done their homework, and all sorts of things that you can do. And I'll show you a lot of examples that we use at our school for that. We use, if I'm not exaggerating, we use a form just about every day.
Okay.
Moving on.
That's okay, great.
Okay, so Eunice, I'm going to take over here.
Okay.
Thank you for that. I don't know, Rachel said that she used, she's writing privately, so perhaps she'll tell us how to use it. I've got a presentation that I want to do. Basically, when I took a group of teachers to South Africa to meet our counterparts in South Africa, I put out a Google Doc out there, Google presentation, and I asked each of the teachers, I told them you've got one slide where you can expose yourself. Expose yourself in the sense that let people learn about you. What was my intention is that before we would get to meet people face to face, we'd get to learn about each people. So here I'm just going to show you the presentation. It was the delegation to South Africa in 2012. Please choose a slide with your name on and tell us about yourself. Please feel free to add pictures and clips and any media that you wish. And these are the different things that came in. So this was Orly, who told us about her family. She added her dog. And just through these pictures, you could see exactly who was going. This was Chava. She showed us a picture of the school. She showed us a picture of her house and so on. Eddie from another school. And it was a great way. This was all done without anyone being involved with telling people what to do and what not to do. To have some people know and recognize some of the people in the slideshow. These are obviously all the Israeli teachers, but very soon you'll see the South African contingent as well. Hang on. Sorry, I'm going back to them. Okay, so this is already, you see, this is the principal of the day school in South Africa, and this was her slide. She's married with 2 daughters, a son-in-law, obviously the Jewish mother telling you that she's got a son-in-law, important.
And the son-in-law's a doctor, just by the way.
Obviously, her son-in-law's a doctor. This is the other teacher from King David. It's interesting how many people put their dog as integral part of the an integral part of the family. Orna asked if I can show again the instruction that you gave them. Orna, I'm going to ask everybody to do this exact presentation so you don't have to worry about the instruction at the moment. And so on. This was Yonit, and she has made Aliyah, remade Aliyah. She's come back, and then you'll see yours truly. You may see that I've lost a bit of weight since I started, and that's it. Okay, so we're moving on. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a Google presentation with all of us together. I'm going back into this link again just to see if people have filled in the information. And I see that we don't.
Howie, whoever's on that list, I've just invited into the presentation.
Okay, so whoever's on that list, whoever's on this list is invited to the presentation. However, there are quite a number of you that aren't invited into the presentation. So what I'd like you to do, please, is go into this link. And no, sorry, yes, I'll put up another link where you can go straight into the presentation.
I just want to jump in here and just explain for the real beginners what it means to receive a link, what it means to get a presentation. Every obviously this is an online document, so like any other website, you would have to put the URL, which is the unique address, into your browser, into your either Explorer, your internet, whatever you're using, and then by clicking on it, it will take you to the document. Howie, can I suggest that you paste the link into the chat?
I'm going to do it right now. I'm doing that right now.
So what we want you all to do now is you're going to click on the link we're about to give, and you're going to access this presentation called Building Bridges. Now, for those of you that know how to use it, you can find your name on the left, and you can start filling it in. For those that have never used it, it's basically very similar in terms of PowerPoint. You can copy and paste the picture, literally cut and copy. You can use the text bar on the top to fill in text. If you need help, you're welcome to send me a private message and I'll help you. It's pretty straightforward. I think that if anyone needs help, we're really happy to give it to you. Howie, how long have I got now to work on this?
You've got 15 minutes to work on it.
Okay, 15 minutes.
And please, if for that same time take a break, feel free. I can just show you at the top that Leah is already in the document. You can see that the list in the document at the top, and I see that Carl was unable to type on the list. Carl, what we'll do is we'll ask you to send us your details by email, and we'll add you to the list. I see if you can. I don't know if you can see this, but Naomi's joined, as well as Orit, as well as Anat. I can see that people are already getting into the document. Please find your name on the left-hand side, and please start editing your document. And you've got 15 minutes, wherein you can also make coffee and so on.
Does anyone have any questions? Or we can activate your microphones to ask it. Should I open a new tab on my computer?
Yes.
I think if you click on the link, it should automatically open a new tab. Amichai said that he just requested access. He shouldn't have to, but just check that. I've just changed the settings a minute ago.
Okay, fine. Okay, I do want to make a point here of showing you that if you can see here, Orit and Yonit are registered and on LinkedIn, but we have all sorts of anonymous dinosaurs, anonymous raccoons, anonymous koala, and so on. And this is Google. This is Google telling us that we don't know who you are, but you're an anonymous animal and you are free to use this slideshow, but you have to understand that I don't know who you are. So if you change something, I can't go back and say what you did was good or bad. That's why it's important that everyone has a Gmail account. But for now, we're letting it go. I just want to show you on the side that I see that Orit's already going gung-ho with the slideshow, and Anat's getting involved, and I see that Yonit already finished hers. What a good girl.
Daphne asked for the instructions. I'll repeat them. If you have a look, a couple of sentences up in the chat, there is a link to a shared document, to a shared presentation. We want everyone to go in, to find their name, and to fill in a few things about themselves so that we can all get to know each other. We're all working on this document at the same time, so we're really doing what we call collaborative learning.
Orna asked, she sees on the screen building bridges digitally. What do you do now? Orna, you need to scroll down on the left-hand side, look for your name, and that's the slide that you're going to produce. Here's your name, and you can add a text. Tell us about yourself. Tell us whatever you want to put on the slide. This is your moment. This is the place where you're exposing yourself to us in a positive way. I hope that's clear. Orna, you are number 9. I'm sorry I'm showing off Anat because this can. Anat's already written that she lives on the south next to Kiryat Gat. She's an English teacher coordinator and so on. And how do I add text or pics? So in order to add anything, you do insert, and you can add a text box or you can add an image. Yonit, maybe sometime in the future you can tell us how to make this lovely picture.
Don't put me on the spot. I got it from Google.
I can tell you how to do it. Okay, so we've got another 10 minutes. Daphne said she couldn't open the link. Can you send her the link to a mail, please?
Yes.
And Amichai says you can only edit. You can only view, you can't edit. And you can just, I can't get out of this, otherwise it'll change what I'm doing.
Anyone can, I see, anyone with a link can edit. Okay, Amichai, try again.
Okay, Orna, you need to click on the square where it says add the text, click to add text, and you can write them.
Daphna, I am sending you a link to your Gmail account. So open up your Gmail, and you should get the link there.
Okay, Amichai seems to be in. You can see that Amichai is just joined. Please, you don't have to finish this in 15 minutes. It's just the start, but we will ask you to finish this and make it look as good as your next, by the, if not better, by the end of by the next meeting.
I feel like we're on, I feel like we're on a talk show. I just want to add, something.
So you need to send Carol the link as well. I don't know if it's Carol or Carl. But
I want to just add something about what's come up about being able to edit. And basically, there's different privileges on a Google Doc, where the person that creates it can decide whether other people can edit it, can just view it, can edit it and view it, etc. So when someone says that they can only view it, it's because I haven't given the right admin rights. I've now changed it that everyone who has got the link can edit and view. Daphna is from Tel Aviv and lives in Arizona. Awesome. So Daphna, when I want to do online shopping, can I send it to you?
I managed to send a copy. I don't know if she got it, but I managed to send a copy.
She's on. I can see her editing. She's doing a good job.
Okay, and that's, Amichai, I have to just tell you this, that I'm really amazed that you've got so many people from all over doing exactly what we've been dreaming about over the last year. So I want to say well done for getting this together. And that's what I'll do, Yonik, is I'm going to open the microphone. If anybody wants to say anything while we're talking, Yonik and I will stop talking for a bit, and if anybody wants to say anything, or now would be a good time. I'm just going to, hang on, open the mics. Let me just do that. Hang on. Participants. So please, if you are saying anything bad, now's the time to say things bad. Your microphones are all on.
היא לא מצליחה, נו.
Telling you that your mics are all on, unless you switch them off yourself.
הנה, נשמע.
Mona, we can see you. Okay, I've got a strong recommendation to mute the mic. Orna, I wrote on your slide where you need to write, where it says, Orna, please write here. In this area. Okay, guys, we've got 5 more minutes, and then what I'd like to do before we move on to the last section is just give you 5 more minutes to finish doing your slides. I see that people have we've got another kibbutznik from Mitsuba, Avia Eilevon Sor'a, kibbutznik myself. I'm surprised that it doesn't write. Perhaps what I'll do is if you can call me on my cell phone, I can help you. I've now refreshed the screen. Wow, look at that. Okay, so Daphne, you've Daphne, what I'm going to do is take the work that you've done and put it on your slide, if you don't mind. Okay, so as you can see that Daphne, if you can see where Daphne is, here's Daphne, and I'm going to put your stuff here and perhaps then you can rearrange it. Okay, as you can see that I can alter things that people have done, and I hope Daphne now saw where I put the stuff and can fix it up. But I've taken the whole thing off. I'll add it on afterwards. Okay, so Orna, can you still not manage to type? We've got a V written here, and we've got Naomi with a lovely picture of the tribe. Eziopi, Naomi. Well done. It's quite a tribe, I must be honest. Very, very good. My youngest son, wow, he's here to help me when I get back. Eziopi. And we have Leah, who is an English teacher in Kiryat Malachim, mother of 4 daughters and a son. And we have Oret, is an English teacher, lives on a kibbutz in Bet Guvrin, just down the road from me. I live in kibbutz Sor'a. And we have Daphne, who moved down here. And we're still waiting for the others. I'm going to refresh again, just to see if anyone else has added. And we have Amichai. Amichai is still editing, so we'll just give him a few seconds. And Daphne asked if she can add a picture. Of course you can add a picture. Just insert, add an image. You might have to upload it from your computer, or you can copy it from the internet. Rachel said that she can't write. Eunice, can you check why? Did I make it quite? Yeah.
Everyone should be able to write.
No problem, but perhaps if you can invite Rachel and hang on. Only she's trying and she's not managing to. Only can you write your email in the chat, and I'll join you immediately, as well as Rachel. Rachel, Amichai suggesting that you refresh the document.
Howie, just a point, maybe we should...
Nomi's writing in Ona's. I don't know how that's working.
Amichai, all the people that were unable to join from the US, let's try and get them also the link to fill this in over the next couple of days so we can know a bit about them as well, even though they didn't actually participate. Howie, open his mouth.
Okay, hang on, let me just open my... Okay. Amichai, you're online? I see, right, absolutely. Rachel, can you write in your email here onto the chat so I can just send you I can link you directly to the document? I have, hang on, I'm talking to myself, please. Okay, guys, another 3 minutes, because I see that people are really getting into this, and I think that we can really see if this is real collaborative working together. What I'd like to tell you is that I'm hoping that you guys are getting the feeling that, wow, this is a wonderful tool, but can you imagine if kids are doing this at the same time, kids in Chicago and kids in Israel, for example. I'm just sharing the document with different people so that they should be able to okay, Rachel, you should be able to edit now, and Shani as well. You should be able to edit now. Please go down to your document on the side, your picture, and you should be able to. Orna, can you send me your email and I'll put you in as well? Although someone's written for you, and I hope it was you, but I think they'll need edit it.
I'm adding her, don't worry.
Okay, great. Okay, so I gave Amichai the chance to fill in his details. He lives in Beit Shemesh, just across the road from me, formerly a principal of a Jewish day school in Canada. I didn't know that about Amichai, and he's been twinning schools since 2006. That sounds like I've been twinning schools since. And avid Wikipedian, great, and he's a Gabbai in a synagogue. That's really, really nice. And Anat, we read about, and the owner, who's 44 years old and an English teacher in Ofarim High School. Orna, if you can just add and tell us where that is. And Shulamit is starting to edit. And we have Avia, who we have now a picture of Avia, who is the Israeli Chair of Education Task Force for P2G, Western Galilee and Midwest Consortium, USA. And Nat says she can't write anymore all of a sudden. How come that we didn't do anything that would happen? Can you check why Nat can't write? And, oh sweet, look at the lovely pictures of Leah and her daughters and the son, I'd imagine. Wow, she's got triplets. Okay, that is quite amazing. I've got twins, but triplets definitely takes the cake. And I'm just, did Daphne manage to add a picture? Not yet. Okay, might I suggest that we carry on, Yonit?
Yeah, just Howie, I just want to make a quick mention about the Moodle site, which isn't actually up and running yet, but it will be for the next session.
Okay.
There will be a site that will accompany this course. It will be run on Moodle. I'm not sure who's familiar with Moodle. Basically, it will mean that you are able to just keep all the curriculum and what we're doing. We will have it on Moodle, but we'll also be running it in parallel on the Google site and the Google Docs and everything, because we want you to use Google tools, and we don't really, I mean, you can use Moodle as well, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say I'm not a fan. I better not say that.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Okay, so I won't say that, but we will use Moodle because that's what the requirements are. As soon as we've got it up and running, we will send you a link, obviously, to see what passwords and everything that you need. I think that...
Okay, hang on. Shani asked if you can't see the slide. Shani, you're number 5. Okay, now I'm going to break the good news to you guys. Orna asked me if I can do this later. This document is shared with you. Somebody has put us a picture on the first slide. I'm going to ask you, please, I'm not sure who that is, but if you could move it to your slide. It's a lovely picture, granted. But, oh, it's Daphne. Okay, Daphne. Great. Hey, Daphne, can you move it to your slide, if you can move it down? Your slide is number 27. Rachel still can't write. I suggest Well done. Doctor, I'm just going to help you because I'm going to now send it back. Oh, you did that? Okay, sending it to the back. Rachel, I'm going to ask you to, I'll call you later and I'll help you do all the different things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask us to leave this document alone for the time being so we can just finish the online chat, online talk. And throughout the next week, you can go back to this document at any time. You've got the link. But I do want to show you one other thing. If and when you go into your Gmail, okay, you're putting that in. Okay, I'm going to close this document from this. I'm going to stop sharing. So you can't see that anymore. I see that people have added the information, and I'd like us please to add the information. What Unit and I, we will send you a list of tasks to do. But I will tell you them, I'd like you to fill in the information on this document here that's in front of you. One, I'd like you to fill in your all about you on the document that you've been working on for the last 15 minutes, and that will be your homework. We'll send this all to you via email, but it's very important that we get your email over here. So I'm hoping that we'll get it by the end of the meeting. Okay, so what I'd like to do is show you one last thing. If I go into my Gmail, okay, and on the right-hand side of my Gmail, I've got these 9 blocks. 9 blocks, which is my Google application. If I go into that, one of my applications is Drive. And for those of you who are new to Drive, you'll probably, the first 2 things in your Drive will be getting to know you and Jewish agency training. I've got a lot of other things because I'm quite involved in all sorts of things. But what you've got is the getting to know you. If you click on this, you'll automatically go to the getting to know you screen, and you can once again find your screen that you're looking for. I'm just seeing if people have found. I see that. Okay. Then the other thing is if you go back to your Drive, you could go to the Jewish Agency Training and fill in the details here. You can do this at any time of the day, any time of the night. You can be as far as Arizona, you can be as near as Bedford Rim, and you can go in and fill in the information, but I really would like you to do that by the next lesson. Okay, I'd like people to, in chat, tell me if there's anything that you'd still like to see, any questions that you have. My chat has disappeared for some reason. No, it hasn't. Okay, how can we enter the link again? So what you need to do is you need to, when you start your Gmail, and you're in your Gmail, you click on the 9 blocks of your Google Apps, and you go into your Drive. The Drive is for all intents and purposes, your online Google Cloud, where it keeps your folders and it keeps your files. And the first thing will be the Jewish Agency Training. The green sign means it's a spreadsheet. And the second one will be getting to know you. The orange sign is a presentation. Okay, so here's the presentation. And the second one is the getting to know, sorry, that was the getting to know you. And the second one was the Jewish Agency Training, which is us finding out all about you. Please try and write the information. Yeah, if you don't get it, we'll send you an email. But I'm going to be quite stern in the fact that everybody has to have a Gmail by next week. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do the things that you want to do. So please make sure that you've got a Gmail by everyone. And that is okay, so I'm hoping that you've got that message. Okay, so I'm going back. What I'd like to do now is just close a few of my icons here so I'm sure you can see that too many things open. What I'd like to do is just show you the coursework and just show you what we're going to be doing over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Today we will do an introduction and an overview of the course and expectations. We're going to deal with expectations in the next minute. You'll need to, we'll do it in the chat. Online collaboration working with the cloud, and we will talk a little later about benefits and challenges. Next week, on the 6th of the 1st, we're going to talk about Google Apps for Education, the Google Forms, the Docs, and the presentation. Oh, you can't see this? Sorry, you're right. Thank you, Amit, for telling us that. I'm going to stop this, and you should be able to... Yeah, let me open it now. I'll share my desktop. Okay, and I'll just... Amichai, can you just tell me if you can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, as I was saying, we did the overview of the course and the expectations. We'll do in a few more minutes. Introduction to the course. We'll show you the Moodle next time. Online collaboration, working within a cloud, benefits and challenges, and introduction to Google. Next week, on the 6th of the 1st, same time, same place, hopefully we'll have a lot more American people with us. Americans are the people living in America. You might be Israelis, you may not. The Google Apps for Education, Google Forms, Docs, and presentation. On the 9th of the 1st, that's a Thursday night, will be a long-distance learning, which is not an online course, but you'll need to be online and available for questioning. And we'll show you how she'll be online and available through a chat. I'll also be online. I should be able to be online. And we'll be able to answer questions. The long-distance learning, it's a task that will be done in the privacy of your own home, but it won't be online. I hope that's clear. My chat keeps disappearing. Then Yonit will show us on the 13th of the 1st about the tablet and the smartphone and how we can use that in our classroom. If you're not using tablets and smartphones in your class, A, why or why not? And B, I understand if you're a junior school that there are all sorts of limitations, but there are ways of getting around. And I'm hoping to think that we can use this. And if it's not a smartphone, it can be a camera and a video camera. And there are things that can be done. And if it's not a tablet and smartphone, it can be a laptop. And there are things that can be done.
But definitely using an old-fashioned Nokia.
Okay, Shani just asked if I can send this. We will definitely send this, but this will be up on the Moodle site the moment we get that up and running. And some brand names that you may or may not know: Socrative, QR codes, Twitter and Facebook. And if you don't know them, you'll certainly know them in the future. Oops, I wrote an answer to Shani and answer to Orna. I'm sorry. I'll just fix it. And yeah, I'm a man and I have to multitask. It's so difficult. On the 20th of the 1st, we're going to talk about programs that share media, YouTube, Picasa, Instagram, WeVideo, and Emoto. And if you are fortunate or unfortunate enough to have an Apple iPhone, there are all sorts of programs that I can suggest to you there. I'm not an iPhone fundi, but Unique is, and between the two of us, we'll be able to get that running. Just on the 27th of the 1st, what we learn, how do we present that to the rest of the world? And we do that through Google Sites and Google Blogs. And you can choose the way you want to present your work. We'll show you examples of some schools in the partnership that are using Google Sites that are linking the work. For example, we've got a school in our area that did a learning day with comparing Nelson Mandela to Yitzhak Rabin. And the kids did online questionnaire with Google Forms, and it was an amazing experience, and we'll show you how you can do that and still get some sleep at the end of the evening. The second long distance learning will be on the 30th of the 1st, with the same kind of idea where you'll have a task that you have to do. It won't be online, but we'll be around for questioning. When I say we'll be around for questioning, we're here for you, but you don't have to be online. You can do the work at your leisure. When you want to, in the company of your, with your tablet in your room. And the last session is, we're talking about reflection and summary and feedback. We'll just, that'll be the time where you either tell us, wow, what a waste of time, or wow, that was really a good month. I'm sorry we're flowing into the February, but we're squashing it just as much as we can to in January. As far as I understand, This is 30 hours more for Opit Kadash or Rachel can't hear me. I don't know why you can't hear me, Rachel. It's not good. But Rachel, I'm telling Rachel that she can't hear me and she can't hear me. But Eunice, can you just tell Rachel that you can download the recorded video of this at a later stage? I've just noticed that my name seems to appear more than Eunice, and that's purely coincidental. And Eunice will be doing some of the programs, or we may be doing it together.
Yeah.
And I think it worked well today, so there's no reason why we can't carry on. Okay, so are there any questions at this stage? My chat's open. If there are any questions that you'd like to ask.
Yes, I mean, we would obviously love to hear if there's anything that you feel that you want to add, or we know we can't promise to add it, but if there's anything specific else that you want us to discuss, drop us a mail or send us an email message, and we'll try and incorporate it.
What we will do is we'll create, the moment we have all the, we didn't want to create it yet, but the moment we have all the Gmail ready, we'll create an online document. I mean, if I said something about this before, is that at one of the sessions that we were together, we had an online document where people could write what they want about the session, and we'll do that from next week, but we need to have all the Gmails, otherwise it's futile. What I have a confession to make is that this is my second webinar, and I'm hoping that it's going well, and they're not asking for raising hands, but if there are any questions, if perhaps we spoke a bit too quickly, we are both South African accents, so if our accent was a bit strong and there's something you want to understand or ask, feel free to ask. I'm just going to say before we start the last session as we wind down, that this exact seminar will be posted on the site later on, and you can download and watch the course at your leisure, especially the people that weren't here today. We missed you, and we hopefully be able to meet you later on in due course. Hang on, don't, please don't go yet. Abia said that it was a bit disordered. Hang on, don't go yet. We're not, don't go, don't say goodnight yet. We're not going yet. We've just got one more activity to do, please. So I'm going back to the original document that we were in. I hope I didn't kick people out by saying goodnight. No, I haven't gone yet. Don't go yet, now. You're still with us, please don't go. Bro. Okay, and I just want to get back to here. What I'm going to do is, as we sum up, we look forward to the next lesson, something to think about. I'm going to show you 2 minutes of a video, and then I'm going to open a document here on this page, and I would like you to type on the page your expectations for this course while thinking about the video that you've seen. So the video is 2 minutes. Hopefully, if you've got speakers that are loud and your time at home is 10 o'clock, be careful not to wake up your children. I'm going to put on the video on your screens in the next second. And after 2 minutes, I'm going to switch it off.
Did you like to Nalina? She wanted to come, but I couldn't.
You can make the screen bigger if you want.
The most immediate challenge that we face is that they are used to information coming at them very rapidly.
The current educational system is not working for a generation of children who are used to getting immediate gratification.
Another 10 minutes.
I want to call the access.
Yeah.
No, but you can't put me.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to open up a whiteboard, and on this whiteboard, please, on the whiteboard, please write your comments by clicking on the text, and just write what are your expectations. I'm going to open up a new, hang on, not to add an arrow, please. Just to write, I just need to add a new whiteboard. There we go. If you could please write your expectations for the course and let us know what you think. Here's the time to write. By ending off what you've written, please add your name. But it stopped the video. Sorry. I thought I did stop the video. I think you guys have to stop the video. I can't stop the video. Please choose a color that we can see who's ever writing. The video, in my opinion, is not showing. Guys, perhaps I wasn't clear enough. I'm going to open up a new whiteboard. What I'd like you to do is not, thank you, Amichai, not to add an arrow, not to write line at all. I would like people to just click on the T for text and just write what you'd like to see in the next courses, what you'd like to get out of these courses, relating to the video that you just saw. So Anat wrote that I hope to learn some new collaborative tools. So I'm going to just copy that over. Thank you. I'm going to open up a new whiteboard and give everyone the opportunity to write on the new whiteboard. Please don't click on the arrow with your name. I'll do it. On the top left-hand part of your screen, or maybe people can't, no, they can, and it's maybe you can't meeting and thank you. Be able to use all these applications comfortably. Via, you need to turn off the music yourself. The music's not playing anymore. It's only playing on your computer. You need to click on the T on the top left-hand corner and type. That's all you need to do. Thank you, Amichai. I would like to learn how to use these tools to connect our students with students from our twin school. Great. And we intend to do this. You need to have opened your microphone. Sorry for switching it off. Okay, Avia, what you need to do is on the whiteboard, you need to click on the T and just type what you want what do you expect. Anat wrote, I hope to learn some new collaborative tools. Great, Anat, thank you. And I think it's Larry to be able to use all these applications comfortably. Orna, you need to turn off the music yourself. I'm not connected to your computer anymore. You need to switch off the YouTube that's playing on your computer. Okay, before we end off, if there's anyone, because some of your hands are still raised, if there's anyone who wants to say something, could you please raise your hand? And I don't understand why you. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, maybe there was a reason why we couldn't close. Maybe, Amichai, is it working now? Have I closed the... Okay, sorry. The technical side of me not closing the window, I now learned that I can switch off your YouTube. Okay, you learn new things every day. I'll just repeat the instruction and I'll leave this on for the next 10-15 minutes. I'd like you please to write here anything that you expect from this course. And if you'd like to say anything, I can open your mic and you can say anything you want to the crowd. If there's anyone who wants to say anything. I apologize again the fact that you couldn't hear me. Probably for the better in the long run. We can all hear your knee typing. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and all the people that are on this course as it stands, Yonit and I, thank you very much for joining us for our first part of the session. I honestly, really, you've got our emails, and if you haven't got our emails, they've been on the first slide, and we'll send you all the stuff. I promise you that if you feel a bit frustrated, we are here for you at any time of the day, in terms of any time of the day through your email. We may not answer you as it comes, but we generally do answer quite quickly. If there's anything that you need from us in terms of help, we don't know what to do. Most of us have extensive practice with doing this with the schools, and we're here for you. I strongly recommend that you do the homework, and I'm not saying because I want you to do the homework, but if you go from week to week without doing anything, this course is not going to help you. You really need to practice these. When I take my 17-year-old driving and I say you have to practice, well, we don't practice enough because I don't take him driving enough, but he has to obviously get behind the wheel and practice as much. So from Israel, Yonit, you want to say anything?
No, I think you've covered it all.
So, Orna, I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your patience. And hopefully it was interesting, and it can only go upwards and outwards. And as Buzz Lightyear said, to infinity and beyond. We'll see you next week on the 1st, hopefully with a lot more people. And we wish you a good night. Just a reminder that this course is available as a recorded course. Hopefully it didn't record the first half an hour where Yonit and I were trying to find our feet, and if it did, just ignore us. We tend to get like that. So, Laila Tov, and have a good week. Good night. I'm just Yonit, I'm opening Amichai's mic if you want to say anything.
Just thank you very much, Howie and Yonit. It was very well done, and good luck to everybody.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you. I don't know if Lee is still around, but thank you to Lee from the Misrad HaChinuch and all the help that you gave us. And Laila Tov to all of you. And
great. So we're looking forward to
Okay, sorry.
No, I'm just saying we're looking forward to getting the Moodle link also, so we can keep up on what the homework is and what the links of the documents.
We're going to get onto that tomorrow, and you'll get all your stuff. Just give us a day to centralize everything, and we'll send it to you. Okay, Lila, talk to everybody. I'm closing the. Unique, I think you have to close this in meeting. Lila, talk.
Bye.